Good afternoon, welcome to the Circuit de Catalunya, where qualifying for the Spanish Grand Prix is just 15 minutes away. Now, Formula One is a little bit like politics. There's plenty of talking, point scoring is quite important. The only difference here, of course, is that at the end of it, we actually get a winner. This time last year, Jenson Button picked up all the points. Who will fare well this weekend? Today, it's all about bagging pole position. And if you're successful here, it means you've got a good car. If you win here, it means you've got a good chance of taking the championship. 2.8 miles, 16 corners, a Formula One car at full tilt completes a lap in just under 80 seconds. And Michael Schumacher knows all about what it takes to do well here at this circuit. He's won here before. He would love to do so again. This is his car that he'll be taking out into qualifying very shortly. It's a totally reworked Mercedes, especially for the kind of driving that Michael enjoys doing, and you can find out what they've done to it and what Ross Brawn thinks about it very shortly. But of course, I'm delighted to say that Eddie Jordan is with us this weekend. David Coulthard, unfortunately, isn't, because he loves to play with boys' toys. He was playing in the DTM racing in Germany a couple of weeks ago, and this weekend he's taking part in the Mille Miglia race through Italy, which is a lovely classic car rally through the Italian mountains there. However, he will be with us for the race tomorrow, and it could be an important race, Eddie, because many of the big teams, Mercedes included, said at the start of this season, don't judge us on the first 4 fly-away long-haul races, judge us when we arrive in Europe, and it's so tight at the top of the standings, isn't it?
Well, Europe was always the heart of Formula One, and I'm not sure that actually has changed. So what happens here, Barcelona in particular, where all the teams usually camp themselves here for the winter time, do the testing. They've got the weather, they've got the track, they've got all the corners that they wish to have, including very good straights for the aero work. This is exactly a big test for all the teams tomorrow.
Oh, it's a huge weekend, and of course the teams at the very top have spent the last 3 weeks trying to make their cars as good as possible for this particular race, but more importantly than that, they've been trying to get their development rate faster than any of the other teams at the front. Here's Ted Kravitz with all the update news.
Ferrari have been chasing reliability rather than speed. They've been allowed to fix the pneumatic problem that was causing their engine failures, but Felipe Massa admits the team have not been able to bring much extra performance to the car.
Talking about the reliability, you know, that's the most important thing. We had a little issue, especially on the Fernando's engine, that we just modified and improved that part which had this problem. So. But anyway, it's nothing which will give more performance. It will just give me more reliability.
Now from Spain on, I think all the team is really focused to like start a new championship with no more mistakes and pushing hard to win it.
The Red Bull has been the quickest car all season and has been ominously fast in practice here in Barcelona. Despite running the car so low they broke their diffuser, Mark Webber and Sebastian Vettel think that the new front wing, floor and rear wing should keep them well in front.
Yeah, we got a bit, obviously, not as significant as probably some of the other teams' changes, like the Mercedes has, but it's a bit everywhere, and altogether I think it works.
Finally, there's McLaren leading the championship despite, by their own admission, not having the quickest car. The developments have been flowing thick and fast into their new white-walled garage. But while McLaren have taken a step forward with their new wing, floor and suspension, it may not be enough to change the pecking order, as all they've done is effectively kept up with Red Bull's improvements.
Red Bulls look very quick, whatever fuel they're running, which is a shame, but we'll do the best job we can overnight to make sure we come out with a stronger car than we had today.
We don't do everything perfect. We try to obviously, but I think it's going to be down to the drivers' consistency, but also the team's consistency, and definitely the improvements we need to always push. And it's very difficult once you get to the top with your car. It's difficult to improve on that. So then it's just smart people back at the factory that really need to pull those bits out.
Is this the car to save Michael Schumacher's season? Mercedes have done away with the traditional roll hoop above the driver's head, opting instead for this innovative single fin and smaller air intakes that clean up the airflow to the rear wing, giving the car more downforce. But is it enough to give the drivers more belief in the car?
It's not about confidence, it's simply that the car goes where I want it to go, and I don't have to wait that long to go exactly to this point. The clear trend is there. We have improved, certainly. I have more ability to work the car to my needs. That's what it is. That's what I looked for. The team has reacted very good, and now we'll look forward to make the best out of this.
Well, we've got just about 10 minutes until Michael Schumacher's return to the Spanish Grand Prix. This is the car that he'll be driving. Ross Brawn is responsible for the car. We know everyone's been working hard in the past 3 weeks, Ross, volcanic ash permitting, but your car is the most striking difference to the car that we saw 3 weeks ago. Just talk us through the change to the airbox.
Well, this part is how the car was originally conceived, with this mono-type rollover structure. And we didn't have the rest of the bits properly developed for the first 4 races, so we decided to wait until the start of the European season before we introduced it. I have to say, it's very dramatic looking, but it's a benefit, but it's not a huge benefit, because these cars create most of their downforce from the underside or from the wings. And this obviously gives us a better flow to the rear wing, which is why we've done it.
Okay.
Michael seems much happier. We've talked about the spring in his step. Is this the car that's going to give him possibly the 8th world title?
I'm not sure yet. We're a little bit behind at the moment, and obviously the performance of Red Bull has been pretty impressive here, but we've definitely made progress from where we were, and we've still got a lot to come. But I'm pleased to see things are normal this weekend. He was making very good progress the first 3 races, and the whole Shanghai episode was a big blip. And
Okay.
I think this weekend things are more normal.
Okay, well, let's hope that Shanghai is very quickly a distant memory for Michael and the team. Thank you very much. So Ross is now thinking about winning races. What about the teams desperate to break away from the midfield or avoid picking up Formula One's wooden spoon?
They may be one of the teams leading the midfield, but at Williams, it's only Rubens Barrichello who has all the new and improved parts on his car. As it turns out, that was probably just as well, as Nico Hülkenberg wrote off the old spec front wing and the rest of the front of the car in Friday practice.
We get a new front wing, new side pods, I think one new floor, but mainly all the parts are going on Rubens's car. Didn't have enough time to make it all for both cars, so I think I got the same car still as in China. The simulation says it's a couple of tenths, 2-3 tenths, but we'll find out tomorrow.
The small improvements to the Toro Rosso front wing are likely to see them stay where they are rather than move forward, while Sauber give a race debut to their new rear wing stalling device, the McLaren innovation that gives a straight line speed advantage.
The team has been working flat out to get this new revised aero package, the new rear wing, but for us especially it's our first big step forward, you know, and we're quite excited about it.
Meantime, Kamui Kobayashi is blaming engine supplier Ferrari for his race retirements.
We have to improve reliability, but I think that's especially the issue from Ferrari, so we just believe Ferrari do something for the engine side.
Force India have a new front wing as well as better suspension to complement their cutaway brake calipers, but if the Renault garage looked quiet this weekend, there's possibly a good reason.
What have you got new on the car?
Unfortunately not a lot, just small bits and a bit different front wing, which we are not sure we will use it here. So I was hoping to have a bigger upgrade for here in Barcelona.
Of the new teams, there's a split between the cars in the Virgin garage. Lucas de Grassi still in the old chassis that can't fit enough petrol to finish the race, while even though Timo Glock has a new car with a bigger fuel tank, it's far from reliable. Hispania have nothing special, so should remain squarely at the back. Ex-Jaguar and Red Bull driver Christian Klein is helping develop the car in practice. But it's Lotus who have the biggest upgrades of the new teams. New front wing, floor and side pods are meant to be worth up to a second per lap. Jarno Trulli and Heikki Kovalainen say the car now feels much better to drive.
In fact, it probably won't move our position very much, because the guys in front of us, who've been in front of us, Saubers and Williams, is this kind of people, they're still probably too far away. Hopefully we'll be closer to them, and hopefully we move away from the other new teams. That's what we're targeting.
And we're targeting qualifying very shortly. We've decamped here to the paddock at the Catalunya circuit. Eddie, the races are starting to get ticked off. The teams have had 3 weeks to prepare for this. This circuit is seen as the classic test of a good Formula One car. How important for the rest of the season could today's qualifying session be?
I think this is probably one of the key qualifying sessions that you're going to see all season long. The drivers all know this track. They've lived here. The teams have tested here throughout the winter. They know the circuit. They know the ups and downs to it, the braking area. It is the ultimate classic test. It's all going to happen here now.
And we can't wait. So far this season, the pole sitter hasn't managed to win a race. Could that change this weekend?